explaining and going through all the modifications that you. It's an extensive project, and our customer Mr. Karthik has done an extensive alteration and modification. As you can see, right from the front bumpers to the rear bumpers to the rear canopy to the luggage carriers, he's done an entire end-to-end work project which we are really proud to showcase to you. So front metal bumper, 3 mm mild steel powder coated. This is generally used for extensive off-roaders. Basically when you go off-roading and you have a plastic bumper, it usually tends to break very easily upon impact on boulders in case of departure and departure angles and all these eventualities that take place when you're off-roading. For such sort of events, he's had a metal bumper, not so easily damageable, and it basically protects the front part of the vehicle really well. Along with the front bumpers, we have these covered up LightForce Fog Lamps. Really good again for off-roading, really good throw and visibility, and yeah, it's a highly recommended modification. Underbelly of the vehicle, Mr. Karthik has installed an overland radiator plate. So this again is very useful for off-roaders, and it's a must-have modification, especially for the vehicle. In case you're off-roading and you're doing a rough terrain, any boulder impact upon the underbelly will be protected by this plate, you can see. Another important modification for off-roading enthusiasts, especially in the Isuzu V-Cross, is the functional. So this basically in very dusty conditions or underwater, murky water, this snorkel provides the engine with clean, smooth air. Basically it's at a higher level, so all the dust on the lower level doesn't filter through the snorkel. So have these rock sliders. Again, the usage of this is twofold. Firstly, it protects from any impact on the usual side steps which you get, which are made out of plastic. They usually damage very easily with boulders and all the other off-road fragments. This, however, does not break because it's made through an MS pipe welded together with a mesh. Secondly, of course, it helps you get into the vehicle, seeing that this is a pretty elevated vehicle, and it could be cumbersome for short people to get in. Coming to the roof of the vehicle, we have a luggage box that's been installed here. It's basically mounted on these roof rails. So this is also a nice and convenient modification, especially if you want to carry extra luggage. For example, if you're a farmer and if you have to carry some farming material, you can carry it in the luggage box and carry on. Our customer has installed a steel canopy. Basically totally engulfs the otherwise open cabin for the Isuzu. This is again a very, very useful modification. As you can see on all four sides, it has this rear window for closing, very convenient. It has the Bedliner installed too, and it has the open cabin space where you can store all your goods. For example, our current customer, Mr. Karthik, he likes to travel with his dogs, so he keeps his dogs in the cabin, and that would lead on to the next modification. So with the canopy comes these windows which you get on the left and right hand side. So generally our customer Karthik, since he keeps the dogs in the back, he likes to keep the windows open so that the dogs can breathe. But here what happens is there's a risk of them jumping out the window. Hence we've done a very unique alteration and modification by providing him this metal frame. This metal frame allows Karthik to be stress-free while driving, so that the dogs don't jump out or anything like that. I added another interesting modification. If you can see on the top, you can see this roof carrier has been mounted. This roof carrier has basically been mounted on the canopy itself, which has been installed. This is also for any additional luggage space that he may require from time to time. Portion of the vehicle, again, applying the same logic of the front to the back. Due to off-roading purposes, he's installed a very neat looking laser cut rear bumper. Aesthetically pleasing and extremely functional, especially for off-roaders. It's again 3mm powder coated, made up of mild steel. Also, an extra additional thing that you can find on this rear bumper is the tow hook. So that's another cool feature that you can find applied on the rear bumper. Mudder tires. So these are big, fat, thick shoes that he's got on. To complement the tires, he's got Lenso alloys. So yeah, it does provide a very aesthetically pleasing look to the vehicle, as well as gives it a nice muscly and lifted look.